Back with us with another week, talking all things KC is our 50-50 elected mayor, Mayor Quinton Lucas. Now, a 20-year KCPD sergeant says he was pushed out of leadership role after reporting racism and age discrimination, Mayor Lucas, and that other officers and even supervisors regularly undermine his authority. Now, this is happening while KCPD is also dealing with a surprise budget cut after years of increases. So along with bookkeeping problems, KCPD seems to have more of a deep cultural issue inside the department. This has been going on for years. You sit on the police commissioner's board, Mayor Lucas. What's the message you're sending to KCPD leadership right now about retaliation, accountability, and a culture that clearly is not working?
Brian be shining for mayor. I mean, I'll be straight up, man. The issues that we are facing are both unsurprising. They have been predictable. I've been talking on this show for ages about the lawsuits that we're dealing with. And it's one thing to say that it's a one-off excessive force. We've got wrongful death issues. We have excessive force. We have wrongful convictions. And thank you for pointing out, we have probably a dozen or so employment matters in recent years, mainly from Black female and Black male officers and commanders who have reported concerns. So look, I'm not going to start trouble, get the department in trouble legally in this interview other than to say this. We need to make sure that there's accountability. We need to make sure that there is not retaliation. And we need to make sure that Black officers who have given decades of their life, by the way, lest we be confused, nobody wants to blow up the spot 20 years in when this is what your pension is. Nobody is looking for some way out. These are the sorts of things that we need to make sure we have an hospitable workplace for our employees, including at KCPD. It is possible to appreciate them, not call 911, back the blue, but make sure that there's accountability. And I think in too many regards, Kansas City has too often fallen short.
Mayor Lucas, you're about to unveil a multi-billion-dollar budget on this Wednesday at City Hall. And anytime we hear that many commas, I'm going to be honest, folks get nervous. So before the big reveal, what's one thing in this budget that should make Kansas City and say, okay, I can breathe now?
You know what? We're taking care of everybody in the city. So I think an important place, you may not experience homelessness, but certainly as we come out of all this cold weather, we have millions of dollars more to help people get rental assistance, homelessness assistance, making sure people can get back into housing. I get asked all the time on those 0-degree days, -5, where are people going? We're going to make sure we have resources for that. We continue to invest mightily in making sure that we're fixing up these roads and potholes as the weather gets nicer. I know it's going to be a problem. So that is some of what we're doing. Back to the basics, taking care of our budget, taking care of our city, particularly when we don't have a parade to plan. So we got a little extra money this year.
In time.
We're talking to our 50-50 elected mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Mayor Quinton Lucas. Now, Trump recently shared an AI video portraying Barack and Michelle Obama as monkeys. And let's be real, that's racism dressed up as a joke. And as a Black politician, Mayor Lucas, does this kind of ugliness ever make you want to step away from politics, or does it push you to stay in the fight even harder?
Pushes me to stay in the fight. You know how much they try to police what Black folks say compared to what this president is saying day in and day out? First, unabashed racism on the part of the president, who tried to blame it on others, but it posted at like 3 or 4 a.m. when he's the one who's got control of his phone and his account. It is shameful. It is the sort of thing that is so toxic you could have never expected to hear in America, and certainly you've never heard that from President Obama, or I'll say in fairness to them, any of our other presidents. So that's shameful. The other thing that I will note is this. I've had people over the years try to tell me to talk differently or to do this or that. One time on this very show, I mentioned COVID orders as it applied to Blue Springs versus somebody else. I had people in my mentions. I've had people years later saying something I said was inappropriate. This is ridiculous. We should try to be some of the best leaders in our country, not the worst. President Trump traffics in racism in policy, traffics in racism in speech, traffics in racism, it seems, each and every day, and certainly permits it. There's a reason they deleted that. But there's another reason why he posted it, and that is something in his heart that they need to try to address and cure. But I was ashamed and embarrassed as an American to see it. And this does encourage me to make sure that we fight the fools, fight the foolish arguments, fight the foolish viewpoints that try to hold our people down and laugh it off all as a joke.
Thank you for always holding Kansas City down, Mayor Lucas.
Yes.
We'll talk to you next week. Have a good one and continue to be a blessing.
Stay well, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.